All right, everyone. Joined by this afternoon's starting pitcher, Austin Gomber. Danielle, why don't you go ahead and start us off?
Yeah, Austin, just to check, everything feeling good with the arm after your first start back?
Yeah, I feel good. So, all signs point towards getting back to a sense of normalcy.
And how'd it feel to be back out there after a month away?
Obviously, it was I was out a little bit longer than I wanted to with the scheduling and stuff, but a little bit excited. But I felt like I was able to kind of stay within myself and give the team a chance to win, eat up some innings, keep the pitch count down, and good to get a win last day here before we head out on a long trip.
At what point did you feel like you were really ready to come back?
Well, I threw a live BP in San Diego, I think the second day before All-Star break, and that went pretty well. Felt like myself. So at that point, I knew it was like I was good and I was ready to be back. It was just a matter of, having to go to Albuquerque and then just kind of wait those days that it takes to recover after you pitch before I was able to get back.
And you were pitching so well before you got injured. Was there any fear or worry that when you got back, you wouldn't be able to continue that role at all, that your progress may have been stopped?
Well, obviously, I think, anytime you're in a little bit of a role like that, the last thing you want to do is miss some time. And, but I've been around, I've thrown enough in my life to understand that there's going to be some, some adjustments as I get back. Like today, I just wasn't as sharp as I have been my last couple of times before I went on the IL. But, I still felt like I was good enough to give us a chance to win. And, now we'll just try to build on that and get back to where we were.
Thank you.
We'll go to Patrick Saunders. Go ahead, Pat.
Hey, Austin, follow up on Danielle's question to you. You haven't pitched in a big league game for a month. How would you assess your overall command of all your pitches? Because you're a 4-pitch pitcher, and you have to be sharp to make all those work. And for the most part today, they did. I'm just curious what your assessment is about your pitching repertoire.
Yeah, I thought I made executed pitches just like I did or I was before I went on the IL, just at a less consistent clip. I didn't really control the counts as much. Right the last couple of times out, I was obviously not really walking guys, but not only not walking guys, I felt like I was in good counts the whole time, 0-1, 0-2, 1-2. Today I felt I was kind of opposite. I was in a lot of 2-0, 1-0, 2-1 counts, but I was able to make the pitch to get the out. So, there's obviously positives and negatives to it, but, overall, my expectations weren't to come out and obviously be, electric, but, I was pleased with what I had.
And one more for me. Any worry, any trepidation for those first couple innings about the forearm? I know you worked up to it and you had the rehab started at Albuquerque, but an injury is an injury, and that's always that little something in the back of your mind. Did that play into this at all, or did you go in knowing you were 100% healthy?
No, I went in knowing I was good. I think I got over that trepidation. Was kind of that live BP in San Diego, like I said earlier. Once I felt like myself, guys were swinging like I looked like myself. The ball was doing what it normally does. So after that, that kind of was big for me getting over it mentally. And then after that, it was just, the process of building up.
Thank you, Austin.
You're welcome.
Thomas Harding, go ahead.
Austin, coming off an injury, and you're on a pitch count, and I'm sure the Mariners know you're on a pitch count. Does that affect anything as far as the plan is concerned, or how do you incorporate it into your plan and make it an advantage?
Yeah, it doesn't really affect the game plan or anything. The way I pitch, the way I attack, honestly, pitch count should never, the pitch count really should never be an issue for me if I'm doing what I'm trying to do. Attack the zone early, throw a lot of strikes, mix it up with 4 different pitches. I think as you guys have seen, when I'm doing what I'm capable of doing, pitch count's not really an issue. So from like a just pure efficiency standpoint, I was very pleased with how I was able to get through 6 on the number of pitches I was able to do. I just felt like I could have been better in those pitches I threw, if that makes sense.
Yeah, with the home runs, a lot of times you get a big lead, you maybe have a tendency, or people have a tendency to attack more of the plate. Did you just feel like it was just too much of the plate on some of those, or was it that the pitches just didn't do what you needed for them to do?
Yeah, I mean, the one to Seager, we had scored 5 in the bottom of the first, and to be honest with you, I just thought that after a long inning like that, a lot of times guys will take. So just kind of try to find, you know, the plate with a fastball to get ahead, and he jumped it, put a good swing on it. The one to Turns was just a hanging changeup, just a mistake. And, you know, when you're in the big leagues, you throw mistakes like that, they're going to get hit out. And then the one to Haniger, honestly, was exactly where I was trying to throw the ball, and he just put a really good swing on it. You know, I thought I had him looking somewhere else, and clearly I didn't. So you just tip your cap. But, you know, other than, you know, the one mistake changeup, really, you know, it was just 2 pitches that got hit out and weren't necessarily even terrible pitches.
Yeah, when you look at, you came in with a 1.48 ERA at Coors. I think it's still below 2. I mean, do you almost think that there will be games where a few balls will go out just as long as you limit the other damage you find?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's, you know, what I do. I throw a lot of strikes. Guys tend to hit the ball in the air off me sometimes. So I think, you know, there's going to be times where I'm going to give up home runs. I think today is a good example of, you know, not good homers, but nobody was on base. There were 3 solo shots, didn't walk anybody before them, didn't give up a hit before them. So, you know, that's really the difference in the game. If I walk a guy or 2 before it, now I'm leaving at 6-6 instead of 6-3. So obviously I'm trying to keep the ball in the park. Not really pleased with giving up 3 home runs, but, you know, the bright side of it is that, you know, I was able to limit the base runners around it so that they were so low.
And the last one, you've had this rotation has had some injuries yourself, John, and of course, Senzatella being out. But it looks like for the most part, you guys just keep pitching and keep building off each other. How do you feel about this rotation? Not just the way they thrive off each other, but the way they kind of pick each other up.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've said it all year, believed in spring training, and I think it's, I mean, the results are on the field. I felt like we always felt like we had a really good rotation, one of the best in the league, definitely one of the most underrated in the league, and I think that, you know, our results have shown that. And, you know, getting Free back earlier this year, and now he's starting to get in his groove. You know, I've done that before, come back middle of the season from an injury, and that's tough, but you've seen, you know, the last couple of times that he's been really good. So we're excited about that. Obviously, John's been great. Chi-Chi's been doing a good job kind of swinging back and forth. And then, you know, obviously, Herman, you know, we believe he's one of the best pitchers in the league, if not the entire MLB. So, you know, we always feel confident when he's on the mound.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Last one, we'll finish up with Dwayne. Go ahead, Dwayne.
Hey, Austin, the team's had a lot of movement both on and off the IL recently, particularly here in the last week. What was it like for you to be able to come in and have the performance that you did today, having just come off the IL?
Yeah, man, it's just good to be back. Feel like part of the team again. You know, when you get into these long seasons and you're playing every day, and then you go on the DL, you almost feel, you know, kind of detached from it because you're not out there with the boys grinding every day. So, you know, it's just good to be back, good to feel like part of the team. And, you know, we're excited to get on this road trip and prove we're a better team on the road than we've been so far.
Great. Thank you.